If you're ignoring this signal in Zcash, you could be missing the next major privacy coin run. Now, while most traders were totally distracted by a sudden price pump, the real story, a massive institutional move, was unfolding right under their noses. Stick with me, and by the end of this explainer, you are going to understand the powerful forces driving Zcash and know the exact price levels you need to be watching. So let's get into it. Today, we're breaking down Zcash, the squeeze, the ETF catalyst, and its potential road back to $500. All right, let's dig into the chaos. For weeks, Zcash was just bleeding out, It was stuck in this nasty downtrend, constantly testing that $300 floor. Then, bam, out of nowhere, an explosive surge just ripped upwards, completely blindsiding anyone who was betting against it. This wasn't just random volatility, it was a picture-perfect short squeeze. I mean, just look at these numbers. In a tiny 12-hour window, traders who were shorting Zcash got absolutely wrecked. Over $5.3 million in bearish positions were just gone, forcefully closed out, liquidated.
And it didn't stop there. The pressure just kept mounting, and in less than a day, that liquidation number climbed to over $7 million. That is a ton of buying pressure flooding the market in a very short amount of time, and it's what sent the price flying straight up to that $370 range.
So, for anybody new to this, a short squeeze is pretty straightforward. It happens when a price starts rising when everyone expects it to fall. All those people betting against it, the short sellers, are forced to buy back the asset to cut their losses. Well, all that forced buying creates a massive feedback loop, pushing the price even higher, even faster. It's a real domino effect.
But here's the thing. That squeeze, as dramatic as it was really just a symptom. The real story, the fundamental reason this is all happening, is actually way more important for the long term. This slide just nails it. It shows you the two forces at play. On one side, you have the short-term fireworks, right? The squeeze that just wiped out the bears. But on the other, you have what feels like a fundamental earthquake. Grayscale making a move to turn its Zcash trust into a spot ETF. One of these is just noise. The other is a massive signal. And this is where the plot really thickens. The Grayscale filing isn't just another headline, it's a potential game changer. This is the first serious attempt to bring a privacy-focused crypto to mainstream US investors through a regulated ETF. That gives Zcash a level of legitimacy and access it's never had before. And it's all happening as regulators worldwide are cracking down, which ironically makes verifiable privacy tech even more valuable. And on top of all that, Zcash is still innovating with things like ZTARCnet, which could bring serious scalability to its private ecosystem. Okay, so let's switch gears and head over to the charts. Let's see if this huge fundamental story is actually showing up in the technical signals. What are they telling us about what might happen next? So when you look at the charts, you're seeing things that really back up the story. The RSI, which is basically a momentum indicator, is climbing out of that oversold zone. This tells you the intense selling pressure is finally letting up. At the same time, you can see these key moving averages are starting to flatten out, maybe even curve up. That's a classic sign that the downtrend is running out of steam. Now, nothing's a guarantee, but when you see technicals like these lining up with huge fundamental news, it really strengthens the case that this could be a real bottom. So, with all this momentum building, what's the path forward look like? Let's map out the key price targets and the resistance zones Zcash needs to break through on its potential road back to $500. Okay, so here is the roadmap traders are watching. Step 1 was holding that key support around $300, which it did. Step 2 was the recovery back to $370 thanks to the squeeze. The next big boss battle is that $500 resistance zone. This is a huge area both psychologically and technically. If Zcash can punch through 500 and hold it, then the door swings wide open to retest those yearly highs above $700. So really, it all comes down to this. Zcash is still way down from its recent peaks, but now it's showing these incredibly powerful reversal signals, both from the ETF news and the squeeze. The strategy becomes pretty clear. Like the saying goes, it's about accumulating when everyone else is fearful. Suddenly, the risk-to-reward ratio here is looking a whole lot better for anyone with a longer-term view. Hey, if you found this breakdown valuable, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Crypto Global News. We're all about cutting through the market noise, and definitely hit that bell icon to get regular updates so you never miss another deep dive into the signals that actually matter. And that leaves us with the big question. Was this explosive move just a temporary echo, just some market chaos from a short squeeze? Or Are we hearing the very first beat of a brand new institutionally backed bull run for privacy coins?
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.